What is happening, guys? Martin is back again. You know where we are, so let's get into it. So, guys, 12 hours later, I'm touching base with you in respect of this particular fragrance, which again, spoken about previously in the last video. And ultimately, guys, so this is 12 hours after I've had the opportunity to wear this one. And also, I've done a bit of a comparison with the original or most recent batch, anyway, of the original. So, in comparison, therefore, does this last longer? Realistically, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. The note breakdown on this one, again, from what I remember, what I recall from talking about yesterday, saying that it has, and again, I'm looking at the website, it's still exactly the same. Bergamot says it's got leather, and it's got an element of, what are they saying, like bamboo, for instance. I don't particularly pick up on any bamboo. I would probably say it is probably like a woodsy note in there. So you're getting the bergamot with this type of fizzy sort of note going on. Maybe some cedar as well. I pick up on birch, and I think the key element that I can pick up on in respect of difference between this one, which is 100ml, and again, this is still costing £20 in the UK, is this ambroxan note, which I don't pick up on as much in the original 120ml. Now, don't get me wrong, it may well be, how could I say, ambroxan within this one, but it seems to be slightly more prominent in the 100ml than it does in 120. Also, there's like an opening that you get in this 121 in the bigger bottle, which seems to be slightly more citric. Like if you were to imagine like a lemon, slightly fruity lemon sort of citric note that you get in the opening, in the top notes, you don't really get that one in the 100ml. This one seems to be slightly heavier on the birch, I would say. And again, as I say, this ambroxan note that seems to come out and last a lot longer. Now, because again, we did our 12 hours, how long does this particularly last for? To me, it doesn't really last longer than about maybe 3 hours or so, maybe 4, pushing it maybe in the high heat. I've not really worn this out in the high heat, but at the same time, I think it does, in my opinion, probably last a bit longer than the actual 120ml bottle. Projection wise, it's a very sort of, how could I say, safe fragrance. So if you're new to fragrances, don't get me wrong, if you're new to fragrances, you're not too sure what to spend, you're not too sure maybe in respect of particular styles of fragrance and everything else. You hear everyone talking about Creed and everything else, and Creed Aventus, obviously £280, whatever it may be now. You know, you're clearly not going to spend that if you're new to fragrances. Go and check this one out. I'd recommend it. If you're thinking about gifts and you want to get something for someone, go and get this one. I would say, by all means, you can't go wrong. Yes, there's more in this bottle. I don't particularly know why the juices are different, but at the end of the day, guys, again, the variation is only slight. And I don't believe it's really worth trying to split hairs between, I can smell slightly more birch in this one, and it's slightly more of a lemon citric note in this one. You know, really, what do you gain from it? It could just be the particular batch if it's going to be so precise. You know, the distinction is nothing near to Creed Aventus, when you can clearly say, well, this one seems to even have like a blackcurrant note, pineapple note, you know, slightly stronger on the base notes. You can pick up on so much more from a more complex fragrance. Unfortunately, this fragrance, in my opinion, is not particularly complex. The opening, as I say, is slightly in line with the Aventus sort of note, where again, there's not necessarily a note of pineapple in here. It's not particularly fruity. There could be pineapple in, don't get me wrong, but the actual breakdown, once you get into this sort of ambroxan sort of note after the first hour, give or take, is when it really sort of stays and holds in this ambroxan note. You do get whiffs of the bergamot as well coming through, as I say, with this sort of fizzy sort of note coming on. But ultimately, it seems to be a linear fragrance, in my opinion, at this point now. Again, this one probably more suited to summer months because the longevity is poor, the projection is poor. Better projection on this one because of this ambroxan seems to break through the air a little bit more, is what I would say. But in all honesty, guys, if you're going to buy one, I would say get the 100ml, see for yourself, see on your skin. I do know some people, obviously, you know, your pH in your skin can have an impact on it. Some people, it works for them. Some people get a lot of, how could I say, it just bounces off their skin and they're getting that scent trail, they're getting that bubble. For me, guys, yes, I'm getting that maybe within the first 2 hours, but for my skin, it doesn't really last anything longer than that. I'm still getting whiffs maybe into the 4th hour, but it's very faint, and I don't really believe it's worth feeling that you need to fight for a fragrance. If I can spray something like this, which is obviously very different, but if I can spray something like this, and this can last me, again, everybody knows about the issues that we have in respect of the projection for this one, but the lasting power is one thing, projection is another thing. But the lasting power for this one is not as long as I would like, but the projection is still there. I shouldn't have to stress and worry about lasting power in a fragrance, in my opinion, when I've spent £20 plus. If it's ultimately it's the same fragrance, in my opinion. Ultimately it's the same fragrance. Maybe this particular batch is just slightly heavier on the unboxing compared to this one. So guys, if you really want to know my thoughts, I would only recommend this if you're really like a newbie to fragrances, so you don't necessarily waste too much money. But equally, I would say that it's not really worth going out of your way for this one if you've not smelled it already in the store. So go and have a sniff if you can, if you get the opportunity, or pay your £20, go and try it out. There's nothing wrong with it. You get a little bit more, but you're not getting a lot, and that's the key thing, guys. Between the two of them, it is what it is. It's 100ml, and this is 120ml. This one's a bit faint, in my opinion. It's not really worth the money. This one, give or take. But if you know, and you're a bit of a frag head, and you know what a fragrance needs to smell like for you to be happy with it, you could buy this one. But I think if you've not smelled this before, and you're not aware of the previous batches, you're going to be disappointed. And that's just my honest opinion on it, guys. Good fragrance. I like the idea. I like the bottle. As you can see, 100ml is quite useful for traveling, so it's not bad. It's a good one. Maybe stick with the decants, guys. Get the decants for the 12ml ones. For some reason, they seem to be slightly heavier, and they seem to be in line with the older type of vibrant leather batches that were available that were a lot heavier. But the minute you smell this one, guys, again, you're getting this unboxing, but it's just not enough to make me say, if I was not obviously locked down and I could have smelled this one in the store, I probably would have just left it. £20 for what? So it's not necessarily down the drain. I don't think it's a bad fragrance, but I know there's better out there. You know there's better out there. We spoke about them before. Mont Blanc Explorer, for example, a lot heavier, a little bit more complex. There's loads of different inspired versions now of Creed Aventus, so you don't have to kill yourself to go and get this one. Nice bottle, but realistically, it's about the juice. And unfortunately, guys, for me, the juice is just so. Don't split hairs. If you want it, spend your £20. You're not really lost out. It's okay, but just be realistic that this is definitely not one to really get, in my opinion, you know, a lot of longevity. Maybe it's okay for the office because it's subtle, but realistically, do you want to keep reapplying a fragrance after 3 hours just so you can smell it? I don't think it's necessary, guys. So that was my review. I think at one point, guys, I'm going to do a review of all the bottles I have. So I've got also the 60ml and also a decant. I think I have one still left, which I keep for travel. And again, I'll do a spray of that one. And again, just to highlight the difference. But yeah, limited edition is limited only probably in the sense of the bottle. Juice is similar, not exactly the same, but it's not enough that they could really tip it over the edge. In my opinion, all Zara need to do now is release a vibrant leather intense. If they want to charge £30, if they want to charge £25, that would be more than enough. But for some reason, they keep sticking with this type of faint type of juice, and it doesn't seem to be hitting the mark compared to what it's done previously. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is, guys. But it's not a bad fragrance, as I say. If you want a little bit more of that spice with the bergamot and a little bit more of this unboxing, go and check it out. It is a bit better than the current version, but it's not groundbreaking. Ciao.